that money could be used elsewhere. We can invest it in our students. And, you know, whatever, you know, Hawthorne and Lawndale would like to do, you know, that's something that, you know, we may have to look into, or they would have to make a decision. But to discuss this feasibility study for possible unification of the Lennox School District, it's like, where are we going to unify? What high school? So these are all questions that are out there that we don't even know. So again, that's my sentiment to that fee. For just a feasibility study, we're better off investing it into our students and keeping it here within Lennox.
Very quick.
One second. Mr. Mules.
I was going to say that this, you know, I think it would be fair if let another public unified. Instead of making something for districts, the fact that we have more money than some of them, and we're going to pay more on their share than what they have.
Just point of order. This is like the time where the board is actually just discussing this.
But the board
How do you feel about the unification process?
I think we have to invite to them and explain what's going on, because I agree with the analysis. If we have a question with no answer, and we need that, I think we need more explanation, because this is a really tough. We need more information that I need to share with the public also.
Ms. Allen, do you have any comments?
I think right now, so many people, because of certain things that are happening in our surrounding districts and things like that, that they're quick to say, okay, let's get it together, let's talk about unification, let's do what needs to be done, and that's great for others. It's not necessarily, we don't know what's written in our bill. And for us to, at the same time, Mr. Hernandez has a point. The public does have a right to know. We've already seen certain things, but we want to see how they feel as well. Our goal is to be transparent, first and foremost, and everyone else is maybe trying to do this study and things like that, and that's great. But we're not for certain, are we going to get actually what we're looking for, because we have so many things that we have to look at such things like fossil pads and stuff like that. Certain people are looking at what's in the right now. We need to worry about what's going on in the later on years too. So I think what works for everyone else may not necessarily work for us.
What I want to add to you is that when you look at the reorganization, one of the concerns that I would have is that currently right now it requires a new election of the Board of Education. We've just gone through that election process ourselves in terms of a board, so I don't know why we would want to go through that process again. And then when you go through an election, remember what you're doing, you're sharing the cost of the election. So this will be our own kind of election, which means we would have to bear quite a brunt of the election. I think the last election cost us between $50,000 and $60,000. So if we don't have any other election going on, that figure could be much higher. We have $200,000. So certainly the public that elected you, now you go through a whole different process. So that would be my concern, that we have to go through this process again. No one showed me that there's any sort of waiver of that. That would be a concern for me, because going through that process again.
I mean, just for the record, so it could be transparent with the public. The reason we're discussing this right now is because we all know what's happening in our neighboring Centinela Valley School District. You know, all the problems that they're having. I mean, I'm not going to talk bad about anyone, but that's how this unification process started. And that's why Hawthorne, Lawndale, and possibly us, we're talking about the unification process. Because not so sure what's going to happen with Centinela. But this is why we're having this discussion. We're not talking about making any kind of deals with anybody. We're just trying to inform the public about why, we're talking. We put this item in the agenda because that's something that Lawndale and Hawthorne have already done. They already had their public hearing when it comes, if the constituents that you're representing, are going to be interested in unifying. And the reason we're in this because we're a feeder school district to Centinela. So we're not so sure what's going to happen. So the reason is in the way that we also can be protected. If what's going to happen with that district. So that's why we put this item in the agenda, so we could at a later time get more information because it's things that are not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen to processes just like Weisburn School District got a unification. If we're interested, we're just going to have to go through different kind of steps. So just for the record, this is why we're talking about this right now, is because, like we said, we're not so sure what's going to happen with Centinela, Hawthorne, and we're looking for their own interest, as well as Lawndale, and as Lennox, we need to look for our own interest too. What are we going to be doing with our student population that goes to the Centinela Valley School District? So we need to be prepared. So I don't know how the board feels. Like I said, it's just to be transparent with the public and having a discussion among ourselves. And if the board wants to participate on the study, it's up to them, to their input. Or what we could do, we could just direct Mr. Taylor to keep on trying to work with Lakeland and maybe with Hawthorne School District and Lawndale to see whether or not what's going to happen. Because in reality, a large portion of our students does go to Centinela. So we need to see what's going to happen with the transition to that when the unification does happen. Are we going to still be remaining as a K-8 school district, or are we also going to be showing interest on becoming unified school district so we could get that ADA money too as well, and maybe service our students better than they're being serviced right now. So that's why we have this on the agenda. So I don't know how the board feels. Is it you guys show any interest? Getting more information, because it's going to be several meetings before anything happens, with Lakeland and with Hawthorne and Lawndale School District. So we need to be informed, because honestly, we cannot be kept out of the loophole and just getting chunks of information from them. We also need to see what's going to happen with us. After everybody, if they become unified, what's going to happen to us. That's the whole purpose of putting this on the agenda. So, does the board feel okay, going with the study, or, skipping the study and, trying to see if Mr. Taylor could get more information for us for the next board meeting?
I would like to start.
I say we skip the study. We don't.
Skip the study?
Yeah. The thing is, it's money that we're putting out for a study that, like Mr. Navarro just said, at the end of the day, if there is unification,
remember, we need more information.
Right, but more information, we have the information here. We have it, 25% petition, or a governing board resolution, or a 10% petition or resolution from certain local agencies. We have that here. We have that. So this is a process that's been given to the public, to the electorate, and what this feasibility study is doing is we're taking it from the public. So in essence, we're spending our money for this to happen. That's why there's a process of the elections. Mr. Taylor just mentioned that, in which if we have a special election or an election on an off year, that could cost even more. If we have an election, it's going to cost a certain amount of money. So here we're going on a feasibility study that possible unification a month after we just let go of our high school. So that's something where we are not in a position to even be at the table. So why are we going to enter a feasibility study when we know we're not going to unify?
Any more thoughts?
No, I think just personally right now, we just go straight to the soil to see where it's not to, just because people are, we don't yell fire in the crowd at movie theaters does not mean that we always have to run just necessarily to then be a joke. So at the end of the day, you're right, we do need to not be kept out of the loophole. But I think we need to really be, not per se to the study, but could we just go straight to the horse's mouth, which is Lego? Am I correct? Or what?
Certainly, we can talk to LACO and have ongoing conversations with them, and we can even keep our channels of communication open with the other districts. That doesn't necessarily mean we have to do the feasibility study.
Right, because at the end of the day, yes, like I said, what works for others doesn't always work for living. So with common sense is just, we can bypass the study, go straight to the horse's mouth. That way we're not out of the loophole, and we can still convert it ourselves, right?
Well, it's fair to say they may agree to that too. You know, we just have to be aware of all possibilities.
Exactly. We have to keep all four corners covered. We have to make sure that we have everything in turn, because at the end of the day, like Mr. Hernandez said, why take money that we can use for something else when we can already go and talk to the source of everybody, and then we can just get out of the way of everybody else doing it. Because we don't even want to be in the middle of what's currently going on. That's not what we do. We want to put ourselves out of the fire, not throw us back into it.
Is a point taken? So does the board agree that we need to be kept informed and inform the public, what's going on in other school districts? I mean, what's going on in Hawthorne and Longville? Like I said, we can't be kept out of the loophole. So I mean, that way, we could try direct Mr. Taylor, just find out what's going on with Lakewood, and maybe not the next board meeting, but the following board meeting. After we gather more information, have some kind of public hearing, so we could hear from all stakeholders.
I agree with that.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Thank you, board. Okay, so now we move on with business office. Approved declaration of salaries as indefinite for the 2014-2015 school year for all management, confidential, and other unrepresented employees as a result of financial uncertainties, negotiations, legislations, and other factors. Any motion? Moved by Mr. Hernandez. Second by Ms. Allen. Discussion?
Yes.
Okay, you want to go ahead, please?
Can you explain a little bit more?
Every year, the county requires us to, or requires the board to approve salaries for all management, confidential, and other unrepresented employees as indefinite if there are to be changes to their salaries, whether it be up or down based on these items here on the item. So in the past, it was so that furloughs could be retroactively applied to those employees once things reach increases in all of the district we do with representative employees.
Vote?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. For motion passes. Okay, item number 2 got pulled out. So item number 3, approve change order number 9 for Edge Construction LLC for Jefferson Expansion Project number 2, or Project 5 is a combination of PCOs from the late charges and various change orders that have occurred on the project.